Vice President, as you said, your son Hunter today gave an interview, admitted that he made a mistake and showed poor judgment by serving on that board in Ukraine. Did you make a mistake by letting him? You were the point person on Ukraine at the time, if you can answer.
Look, my son's statement speaks for itself. I did my job. I never discussed a single thing with my son about anything having to do with Ukraine. No one has indicated I have. We've always kept everything separate. Even when my son was the Attorney General of the state of Delaware, we never discussed anything. So there'd be no potential conflict. My son made a judgment. I'm proud of the judgment he made. I'm proud of what he had to say.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It looks like sleepy Joe Biden's words are going to come back and haunt him big time, okay? Because this guy clearly was lying when he said that, hey, I've never communicated with my son or been involved when it comes to his business dealings, right? However, Hunter Biden's business partner is set to testify before Congress to basically say the exact opposite of what Joe Biden has been saying all these years, which is that, hey, he wasn't involved. It's almost like all the things that we heard about when it came to Joe Biden and his involvement, how he's the big guy, how he's getting 10% kickback, the WhatsApp messages, all the evidence that we have. It seems like all these things are actually true. And again, if this wasn't a bad thing, if it wasn't a crime, if it was harmless, if Joe wasn't selling out the American people, as again, he, gives billions of taxpayer dollars to Ukraine, then what's the problem, right? What's the issue? Why deny it, Joe? Why deny something that we have so much evidence for, right? Because again, we all know that it's true, and that again, he is selling out the American people. He is peddling influence, and again, he did this as vice president of the United States. And again, we're about to get some bombshell testimony here before Congress about Joe Biden and Hunter, and how Hunter allegedly even put his dad on the phone, right, with business associates at least a couple dozen times, okay, to talk about business. Take a look.
On Capitol Hill, a potentially pivotal week for House Republicans plunging ahead in their case against the Biden family, asserting more evidence is imminent, linking Joe Biden to his son Hunter's businesses.
Here's Joe Biden, his son's business partner. The two of the four guys in that picture were working for the Ukrainians.
That business partner also this week expected on Capitol Hill to fill in some holes. The New York Post reporting Devon Archer will provide details about meetings attended by Joe Biden in person or via speakerphone, when Hunter would call his father and introduce him to foreign business partners or prospective investors, something that reportedly happened at least 24 times. And about 2 dinners Hunter organized for his VP father to meet business partners from Ukraine, Russia, and Kazakhstan in April of 2015 and one in early 2016. The timeline is well documented. On April 16, 2014, Vice President Biden met with Devon Archer at the White House just before leaving on a trip to Ukraine. Then a day after returning on April 22nd, Archer joined the board of the Ukrainian gas company Burisma. 2 weeks later, on May 12th, Hunter Biden joined the board. But it's what happened 2 years later that's still raising questions today. Ukrainian state prosecutor Viktor Shokin, who was investigating Burisma, was fired at the behest of Joe Biden, who threatened to withhold aid to the country and appeared to brag about it years later.
I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired.
The coming testimony expected to come in sharp contrast to what President Biden has said for years.
I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses.
A claim appearing to be challenged yet again in the coming days. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Yeah, so how did the White House respond when reporters asked about these upcoming hearings in this testimony? Well, the Affirmative Action Press Secretary, Pierre, just flat out lied once again and denied that Biden ever discussed these business dealings with his son, because that is her specialty, to lie to the American people. Take a look.
Chairman James Comer today says that the Oversight Committee, has evidence that the president in the past communicated directly with foreign business associates of his son Hunter Biden many times. Curious if the White House and the president still stand behind his comment that he's never been involved and has never even spoken to his son about his business.
So I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Another cringe John Pierre affirmative action lie, okay? She continues to deny something that we have a lot of evidence for to suggest that, yes, Joe Biden was in business with his son. They were selling influence overseas, selling out the American people. And it's just amazing to me how they just continue to get away with lie after lie after lie, even though the evidence is just damn near undeniable at this point, right? I mean, we even have photos of Hunter Biden, in his dad's Corvette, okay, on the same day as the shakedown message on WhatsApp, right? That, again, is the bombshell message of Hunter Biden basically, saying that, hey, I'm in business with my daddy, right? He's a part of this enterprise as well, too. So let's read about this, because this is just, it's truly stunning that the White House continues to deny what is clearly obvious. Photos from Hunter Biden's laptop show he was at then Vice President Joe Biden's home in Delaware the same day of his alleged shakedown messages to a Chinese business partner. President Biden recently shouted at a New York Post reporter when asked if he was with his son during the alleged WhatsApp discussion with Henry Zhao, CEO of Chinese asset management firm Harvest Fund Management, on July 30th, 2017, during which Hunter said he was sitting with his father. Asked if Biden was with Hunter during the digital discussion, the president laughed at the question before yelling, "No." Again, we all remember that video of, Joe, snapping on a reporter, right? During the July 30th, 2017 discussion, Hunter Biden told Zhao, quote, "I am sitting here with my father and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled," according to the message provided by IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley, who oversaw the agency's investigation of Hunter. So here we have Hunter Biden and Joe's Corvette riding around with this guy. It's amazing, bro. All the evidence that we have come from this man's laptop. And it's just like, we just have evidence after evidence after evidence to back up all these claims, right? Again, even photos of him in his dad's Corvette on the day of the shakedown, right? With his house, right? Again, it's amazing. You can't make this stuff up. And Z, if I can get a call or text from anybody involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and another person he knows, and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction, Hunter added. Yeah, I wonder if Joe was involved in this, right? Was his daddy getting in on this action here, right? Was it just the business dealings overseas, or was he getting in on this too, right? I'm sure Joe was probably getting in on this too, okay? I don't blame you, Joe. Right? I don't blame you, okay? If Jill was my wife, I would probably do the same thing. I'm just joking. Top House Republicans have described the message as a shakedown by the Biden family. Photos of on Hunter's abandoned laptop taken on July 30th, 2017, the same day as the threatening message to Zhao, show Hunter posing in the driver's seat of Biden's 1967 Corvette Stingray, with two girls in bikinis in the driveway of his father's Wilmington home. Okay, so yeah, this man's probably blown right now, right? He is lit. Okay, Hunter Biden lit. Okay, wow. Amazing stuff. During his June 28th exchange with the Washington Post, President Biden was asked specifically whether he was sitting there with his son or involved during the alleged exchange with Zhao. Quote, "No, I wasn't," Biden said before shouting, "No."
President Biden, how involved were you in your son's Chinese message? Were you sitting there? Were you involved?
No, I wasn't, and I don't.
Were you?
No.
Yeah. Again, this guy definitely was involved, right? No doubt. The photos, first published by website Marco Polo, led by former Trump aide Garrett Ziegler, were first reported by the Washington Free Beacon, which said one of the girls appeared to be Hunter's niece. Okay, well, I mean, hey, all I'm saying is that considering what, allegedly the Bidens are into, right? I don't know, man. Maybe they're not, Hunter's, 304s, right? But still, I still got questions about, what was he doing with them in the car in bikinis, okay? I'm just saying. The photos called into question whether the Bidens or whether both of the Bidens were in the same house during the time of the July 30th, 2017 discussion. A new report Sunday by the Post's Miranda Devine said Devin Archer, Hunter's longtime friend and fellow Burisma board member, is expected to testify this week to the House Oversight Committee that Biden, as vice president, was an active participant in at least 24 calls with Hunter and Archer. Committee Republicans tweeted the bombshell Monday morning, saying they look forward to speaking with Devin Archer about this developing story. Yeah, so again, clearly, Biden lied. Okay, clearly we have evidence that, they were involved, that, again, the president probably financially benefited to the tunes of millions and millions of dollars. And we're going to hear more about it, right? Is the mainstream liberal media going to cover it? Probably not, right? They're probably not going to cover it. They're probably going to ignore it, right? But again, the question always comes back to what are Republicans going to do about it, right? When Republicans take back control of the House and the Senate, what are they going to do about this? Okay, what are they going to do about Joe and all his crimes, right? Are they going to impeach Joe Biden? Let's say, right, that after the 2024 election, right, if Republicans win the House and the Senate, okay, are they going to impeach Joe when the new congressional session starts the same way that Democrats moved to impeach Trump, right? Are they going to do that? Okay, because that's what I think they should do, right? They should do the same thing that Democrats did to Trump. Doesn't matter if Biden's out of office, right? Or whether or not he wins re-election. Don't matter. Do the exact same thing. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath that Republicans are actually going to do anything about this except, huff and puff about it in Congress and act tough and bloviate. And, Joe's never going to face any real consequences for selling out the American people. But again, I think the walls are closing in regards to whether or not, we know that this is what Joe Biden did. The question is really, is he actually going to face punishment? Wouldn't hold my breath, okay? But again, it is interesting to follow this stuff because, again, it seems to me that Joe Biden and his family, they really are criminals, right? They really are the Biden crime family. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.